All right, greetings everyone. This is Ronnie Cruder again here in South Jackson. Today we are here at Ace Hardware on Terry Road. Here with Joe Rooks, one of the owners of Ace Hardware, Revell Ace Hardware here in the Jackson and all around surrounding communities. So good to have you today, Joe, and thank you for being with us. And today, just want to ask you, Joe, what's the name of the company and what all did you all do here?
Ronnie, thanks for coming. We are Revell Ace Hardware. This company was started in 1950 by a man named William Joseph Revell, he and his wife Margaret. It was just those two that started the company, and they grew from there. My dad went to work for Mr. Revell in 1953 or 54 it was, and Mr. Revell retired. My dad took it over, and we've grown from there. I grew up in the business with my two brothers. Actually three brothers, Dunaway, Russell, and Tim, and my brother Russell's a surgeon now. He's the only one not involved in the company. But we are a retail Ace Hardware store. We have 7 retail locations now, and we have an industrial supply house. So we've grown. We've got over 100 employees. But we've been here in South Jackson for 66 years. I love South Jackson. I grew up in South Jackson on Cooper Road. We've talked about Levelwoods Park, Sykes Park, great memories of growing up here. A lot of good people in South Jackson, and that's why we're here, to serve the people of South Jackson.
Now, here, what all service do you provide here at Ace Hardware? What kind of things you have?
Good question. At this store, we're primarily a retail hardware store. We have paint, builder's hardware, plumbing, electrical, some housewares. We also serve the multifamily apartment community. We actually deliver to them. We sell industrial supplies. We've got commercial accounts, Hinds County, City of Jackson, Jackson Public Schools. So having been here as long as we have, we've developed a lot of commercial business over the years. But we're primarily a retail hardware store.
Okay, you're here on Terry Road. Close to Terry Road in kind of Savannah.
Right.
So here, what's the address of the location?
3876 Terry Road in South Jackson, next to Daniel Baptist Church.
Okay. One of the main questions I kind of asked you earlier is why, with a lot of changes going to occur in South Jackson right now, why have you guys decided to stay here?
Well, like I said, I love South Jackson. I grew up here. This is my stomping grounds. There are a lot of good people in South Jackson. And people have asked me, hey, are you going to stay in South Jackson? It is our intent to stay in South Jackson and serve the people of South Jackson. This is a business that I think South Jackson needs. And there are a lot of good people here, and we're glad to be here. And after 66 years, I want to be here another 50 years.
Okay. If you give me one last question, what do you think, we talked about this ourselves, what do you think it's going to take as a community to help kind of change South Jackson for the better?
Well, you and I talked about that.
Yeah.
First and foremost, a spiritual revival.
Yeah.
To change any community, that's what it takes. But I think it's going to take a collective effort on the part of everybody in South Jackson. And it's going to come from the business community, the residents, the churches are going to have to get involved. And I think the churches need to be ecumenical in their approach to this. All churches need to get together and say, hey, we want to change things for the good.
Okay.
And obviously I think the city of Jackson is going to have to get involved with it too. Yeah. But it's going to be a collective effort on all our parts to change the city of Jackson, South Jackson.
Okay. Lastly, I know we talked about I know you guys supported Levelwood Park. You told me about a lot of organizations you kind of support around here, ball teams. Anything else that you want to kind of say about, groups that you all support in South Jackson, and what all you kind of do besides the business?
Right. Well, Mr. Revell and my dad, Jack Rooks, for many, many years have supported a lot of the youth organizations, Levelwood Youth Organization, Forest Hill Youth Club. My dad was on the board of the Boys and Girls Club for 30 years. Like I said, he built that swimming pool over off Sykes Park Drive many years ago. We've been involved in Boys and Girl Scouts for many years. I've been a Scoutmaster myself for a while. So our focus as a business has been on youth activities.
Okay.
We've tried to put our money back into the youth activities because they're the next generation. They're the next leaders in the community. So that's been kind of our primary focus as a business. Is youth activities.
Well, I appreciate it so much again, Joe, for your time here and being able to share this. And so want everybody out there to go and just support Ace Hardware here, especially on Terry Road. It's their original store here. And so they've been here
66 years.
And they've been here at this location here for 40 years.
40 years,
so,
yes.
hey, go out and support them, and let's make South Jackson a better place to live.
Very good. Thank you, Ryan.
All right.